Hi, today I want to talk to you about the new small cheap 10 amp solar charger controller I got. Now, before I do anything, I want to show you how this is hooked up. I have my girlfriend's laptop hooked up. It is plugged into the DC-AC power inverter, which is running down through here, plugged into the load. Now, it is a good, really, shall I say, bad day for me to be doing this experiment. As you can see, there's not a lot of sun out. Laptop battery is fully charged. Alright, let me shut this down. And you can hear how that's jumping back and forth. Now, you can see the charger controller is hooked up to my shut-off switch here, right there, and down here on the negative. Here are my solar panel wires. I have this hooked up to one 100-watt solar panel. Now, on the load, I have a 5 amp fuse. Sorry about this. This thing keeps moving on me. A 5 amp fuse going out from the load into here, into the DC-AC and power inverter. Now, this also does have USB. Now, this is a really super cheap solar charger controller. This thing ran under $10. It was like $7, $8. It's really cheap. It is only 10 amps max. So through the load, you can only pull 3.2, 3.3 amps. That's it. Now, let me show you outside. I have one 100-watt panel hooked up to this. And it's really cold out here. I don't know why I did this today. But you can see it is going. Now, I'm going to turn this off. I don't need to charge the laptop anymore. Now, you can see it is going. Now, what it's doing now is putting extra power into my battery, because I do have it hooked up to the shut-off switch. The shut-off switch is on, and it is hooked up. You can see it's putting power into the battery. Now, the reason I purchased this is one very specific reason. Once we move over to Rosebud, Montana, and if you don't know about Rosebud, Montana, it is a really small community. So go to Google Earth, look up Rosebud, Montana, if you want to see the town, and that's where our property is. Once we get over there, if things get really bad, and say the power goes out for everybody, there could possibly be somebody over there and maybe a power chair or needs medical equipment. Now, if everybody's power's out, of course, we do have the solar, and it would be so easy for me to unhook just one panel, just one, and hook it up to this solar charger controller to be able to help them charge their battery. And that's not the only reason. It is always a good idea to keep a extra solar charger controller on hand in case one of yours goes out. I have 3 30 amp solar charger controllers. I have a 15 amp solar charger controller, and I have this one. Now, my 15 amp is not even built as well as this one is. It has no digital readout whatsoever, so it's hard to tell exactly what that is doing. But in an emergency situation, I could always just take this, unhook one panel, and hook it up to a person's car battery, or I could actually hook this straight up to a power chair battery. Now, remember, when you hook one of these up, it has to be hooked up to the battery first. Then you can hook up your solar panels. It doesn't matter if you have your load hooked up or not to anything. You know, if you're not pulling anything through the load. in a situation where you're worried about, say you have a vehicle battery that goes down, you know, you could always hook something like this up, hook up your solar charger controller to your battery and just a single solar panel, and that would help keep your battery charged. And like I said, today is not a good day for me to be doing this. And you can see the sun's starting to come out, hit that panel. And so the volts are going up. So in an emergency situation, is it good to have any backup solar charger controller if you're going to have solar? Absolutely. Because here's the thing, if something happened to all three of my solar charger controllers, having a single 10 amp solar charger controller may take forever to charge your batteries, but it would give you some power. Not a lot, but some. And like I said, I would rather, if somebody needed something, just unhook a single panel once I have all my panels hooked together to give them some type of power than have to unhook 3, 4, 5 panels, you know, probably 4 panels on a 30 amp. But like I said, you can see it. The sun's coming out a little bit. I did show you the solar panel up front. It is just clipped on here with alligator clips. If I was going to use this more permanent, it would be a permanent system instead of just clip on. And it will charge a laptop through the load through my DC-AC power inverter. The laptop was on. The battery was not going down here. But if you're going to do that, make sure this is a modified sine wave inverter. I would personally much rather use a pure sine wave inverter for that. But make sure that there's enough sun so you're not drawing power out of your batteries when you're charging this. Now this is my girlfriend's laptop. Mine's still in the house. Anyway, like I said, if you have solar, always buy some type of backup equipment to replace equipment that goes out. I will be getting some more 30 amp charger controllers later on, but for right now, if somebody needs power for a power chair or something like that to charge something like a laptop or a phone, this is a perfect charger controller for that. Alright, that's it. I'm fixing to go. Oh, before we go, positive, negative from solar, positive, negative from battery, positive, negative from load. And the load is hooked up here. And once again, I do have a fuse. I have a 5 amp fuse between the load connection and my plug here. And that goes out to my DC-AC power inverter. And you can tell it's already up to 14 volts. And batteries shows full. So I should be able to jump in this vehicle right now and start this, and it should start right up, because right now all the power that's coming from this is trickling into my van battery. And you can see it shows full. Alright, that's it. I'm fixing to go. This is a cheap, like $7-8 charger controller. Do not buy one of these and expect it to be able to handle 30 amps. 30 amp charger controller or higher is going to cost you, for a good charger controller, probably $70 plus. Do not rely on something like this if you're trying to run 30, 40, 50, 60 amps off your solar. These are really cheap made. Like I said, it's basically going to be for a backup emergency situation. if I need to help somebody with some type of power situation, to hopefully keep medical equipment or something like that charged, or be able to help charge that for them. That's what this is for. And remember, if something really bad happens, we got to look out for each other. Even if you are a damn Biden voter, I will possibly help you. Then again, maybe not. Because if things get really bad, it's because he did it. But we'll see. Alright, that's it. And anyway, that's the new solar charger controller. I will put it back up in the box. It is on one 100 watt solar panel. It can only handle up to 130 watts off the 10 amp solar charger controller on 12 volt. Okay, that's it. Everyone have a good day. Bye.